Hello and welcome. So in the last sessions, we have seen how to create business entity dimension fact and also how to create fact model. So in this session, we're going to see how to create consumption model. So for creating consumption model, click on new consumption model. It's gonna ask for business name and technical name. Let's say I'll name it as sales consumption. Okay. Click on, see, by default, now it is prefixing with CM, consumption model. Click on step 2, and here now let's go to we can use objects created in business builder only. So here for I can create my consumption model on business entity dimension or business entity fact, or I can also do that on fact model. So on any of the object, we can create consumption model. So we will do one thing. We created fact model, right? In the last session, so we'll use that and see. Step 3, alias name, I'm fine. Click on this. Okay, now you see it looks like similar to fact model, like similar to all other like dimension fact or fact model kind of thing. Like, but in fact model, we have seen source model, and but in dimensions and fact business entity, we did not see that. And here, again, it's similar to fact model. It has selected, we have selected fact source as our sales fact model. And it doesn't have, because our sales fact model itself has association and all. That's why if we go to here, I don't see any business entity because this is fact model, not fact business entity. Okay, and let's go to attributes and add some attributes. And let's click on this add source attributes. Okay, so here it's showing all these things, non-selectable entries. Let's see what it is. So these are the attributes for my sales manager, store, and product. What it is saying is only fact mapping attributes can be used. Only fact mapping attributes can be used from fact model. So we have selected our source as fact model. I think that's why it is not allowing to choose these all attributes, only fact mapping attributes. So that's why it's not giving these attributes, but okay. Let's do one thing. Let's select and we'll create another consumption model later. We use fact business entity for that. And for now, I'm going to measures. You see, we have created some extra measures also in our fact model. That's why it is showing calculated, distinct product, fixed amount, profit by Janet, all these things. Let's select. Now I have added my attributes and measures. And remaining things I'm okay. Let's go to general. And here you see you don't have that in process validation ready, all these things in the consumption model. You have something authorized scenario, allow public data access. It is unchecked. Public access or an applicable authorization scenario need to be maintained to allow to see like I think data, we need to allow this. Allow public access means there is no restriction at all. If we have some authorization scenarios created, I think we can assign them. But okay, let's save this after selecting. And you have something extra here, which is perspective. Let's see what is it. So perspective is nothing but if you are from SAP BW background, it is similar to the queries. Now we have created a consumption model and we can create multiple queries here like perspectives, like how we do if we have a composite provider in SAP BW, we can create multiple queries according to requirements on that, right? Similarly, now our consumption model is there. We can create perspective. Why we need to create this perspective, we'll see that. Let's create one perspective here. So when you click that, you see it's kind of, as I said, kind of similar to query. We can add measures, attributes, hierarchies, filters we can apply, row limit. So let's name this as, we'll do one thing, we'll create profit by sales manager. So I want to see profit generated according to sales manager. I'll name this as like this, and by default, it has taken PP as prefix for my perspective. I'm okay with that. And let's name this as, okay, that's fine. And business purpose, you can define some business purpose, some detailed information. Let's name this as same contact person. If you know anyone, like who is the contact person for this perspective, we can give our team. You can tag some. These are some purpose. Like this will explain the purpose of this perspective. Authorized scenario. Right now, I don't have anything, so I'll leave it as public access. Now here it says perspective deployment requires at least one measure or attribute. You have to add at least one measure or attribute. Let's select some measures. We want to show profit by sales manager, right? Let's select profit and also select profit by Janet. And yeah, okay, let's select these two first and we'll see attributes. We need to add one attribute, right? So we want to see by sales manager, right? Let's select sales manager. And I don't want any filters. You want, you can add hierarchies also, you can associate. Row limit, specify number of rows should be retrieved. You can add like according to requirement, settings, run. So let's leave everything as it is. Let's save this. So I have created one perspective, profit by sales manager. So, and let's go back. So, and one more thing, you see, it's not deployed. So far, we have created objects in Business Builder. We did not need, we don't need to deploy anything, but here, uh, for perspective, we need to deploy, like how we did in uh, Data Builder. Whenever we create some object, we need to save it and deploy. But whereas in Business Builder, I didn't see this option for any other except for perspective. Perspective, we have to deploy this. Okay, now we deployed it. Let's go to data preview once. I think it's still deploying. So this is again, we have seen already. And you see, this is not coming from perspective. You see, we only have sales manager and profit by Janet, these things in the perspective, but this is different, which we have seen similarly how we did in fact model. Okay, let's go back. Let's go inside this profit by sales and go to data preview from here. If it shows, yeah, you see, now this is data preview by perspective. But why this perspective is created, that we'll see. Before that, we'll create one more perspective. Go back to, sorry, let me open. See, you see here, sales consumption model, and this is perspective. Okay, let's go again into consumption model. I want to create one more perspective. Go to perspectives. Let's create one more. Let's say this time, uh, I want to see revenue generated, revenue by products. Okay, as you see, PP is prefixed. I'm gonna give this business purposes same. This time I will add, let's do one thing, let's add everything. Okay, not the, not only revenue. Do we have revenue? Yeah, not only revenue, I'm adding everything. And let's add everything here. apply. Again, I don't want any hierarchies filters. If you want, you can. Let's save this and deploy. Do not forget to deploy when you are create a perspective. Okay, if you see data preview, we have added everything, right? So it should show all. It might take some time, but yeah, you see we have added everything. That's what it is showing. But why I have added these things? Let's see. See, now I have created my consumption model and two perspectives: profit by sales manager and revenue by product. You see, when we created analytical model in Data Builder, we were able to consume that in SAC and build our reports. And similarly, we have created some objects here, all these things, out of which we will be able, let's see whether we'll be able to consume this convention model or perspective. Now, I will go to my SAC. So let's go to where this is SAC, I mean SAP Analytics Cloud. Let's refresh. We'll try to see whether we'll be able to consume them in SAC. If we were able to consume, what are the object types we will be able to consume? So let's go to stories. Let's create one responsive page. And let's add table, simple table. So when you add table, it will ask for the source, right? Existing model. Let's select other model. Here, we have already created a connection from SAC to Datasphere. So that's why we're getting this here. This is a live connection. And you see, we have two spaces. So that's why it is showing two spaces. Let's go into DS demo where we are creating, and we are creating our objects under Datasphere. You see, we were able to consume models created in Data Builder. This is the model which we created. Okay. Apart from that, we are not able to create consume anything. Like if you go to views, nothing. Only the analytical models we can consume in SSC. Okay. And data flows also will not be able to, nothing. Only analytical models so far. Now we have created some objects in Business Builder. Let's go here. You see, we have created dimension entity, fact model, consumption model, and perspective. You see, these are perspectives which we created. We were able to consume them in the SAC. That's what, when you create some consumption model and perspective on that, you will be able to consume those perspectives. So let's select profit by sales manager now. Okay, now it is showing, let's wait. Okay, it is showing profit. By default, one measure is added, nothing. Let's see right side what I can do. You can add more measures by clicking on this. So only two I'm getting, but in my consumption model I had more. But since when I created perspective, I have added only two measures. Those things I'm able to see here, not others. Let's click OK and let's add a dimension. So under dimension, you see you are only getting sales manager ID, nothing. Because in the, I think, rows and under attributes in the perspective, we have added only sales manager. That's why it's coming like this. Okay. Sales manager ID. Sorry, let me add this to, let me remove from here. Let's add under rows, sales manager ID. Okay, this is how I will be able to, create some story on our perspectives by using our perspective created on top of consumption models. And you see profit by Janet is showing only for this guy. And similarly, I can create some chart also. Let's add some chart and click on that. I want it as, okay, horizontal bar column. Add at least one measure. I'll say profit and click on chart. Now we'll add a dimension which is sales manager. Only one is showing because that's what our perspective has. So let's just rearrange and let's add one more chart. This time what I want is I want some other type of chart. Let's say click on this. Instead of bar column, let's select pie chart. And again, it's asking us to select one measure. Profit dimension, I'll select as sales manager. Okay. Let's rearrange this. And one more thing, let's see sales manager IDs it is showing. If I go to display options, ID and description, let's select. But here it shows only two IDs because we have used our fact model for creating consumption model, and you remember we did not get attributes. It was saying you have to use fact entity to consume these attributes. That's why we are not able to see any names. But anyway, that's fine. Let's save this new story. I'll name this as profit by sales managers. I'll name it as perspective. I'll just to show you. Similarly, we can use other perspective as a source and create. Again, let's do one more thing. Let's go back to stories. Again, select new story. This time I will add again table. Select other model. This time I'll select under Datasphere, namespace. This time I'll select revenue by product. If you remember, we have added all the measures and attributes for this. So that's why you will be able to see. Let's go to measures. You see all the columns, not only one. You see all. Okay. So that you can select anything. But for now, I named it as revenue by product. Let's select revenue and under dimensions, I will add. You can see again all the attributes. I will say product. So that's how you can consume your perspectives in SAC and build your stories. Let's say this. Say revenue by products underscore PP. Save this. So here we are not getting the descriptions because we used fact model. I'm not sure why. You see ID for name also it is coming as ID. So let's go back to our data builder, business builder in Datasphere. Anyway, that's how you can consume this perspective model. Save this. That's fine. Now, what I want to do is let's try to create one more. This time, use our fact entity instead of fact model, where we have all. So, what did we name? Sales consumption, right? Again, sales consumption. Name it as fact. So this time I will select our fact dimension entity, not the model I'm using. No, I'm not using fact model. So let's select continue. It should give me these associations, all these things. But when I use fact model, it did not give. Let's see. Yeah, you see. Now we are getting this product sales manager store associations. We can do associations. Similarly, how we did when we were creating fact variant for again link this create You know what? I'll add everything first. Pass. Body. Okay, now I have added this under the dimension source. Let's go to attributes and see whether we'll be able to add. We should be able to add all the attributes. Now you see, all are able to add. Let's remove the product ID from coming from dimension and store ID. I don't want sales manager ID coming from dimensions. Okay, click on apply and let's add some measures. Now you see we have only four because when we are creating business entity fact, we did not create any uh, restricted, calculated, or fixed measures, all these things. Okay. Now go to general and allow this public data access, save this, come to perspective. And let's create some perspective. Here, uh, I should be able to add even, let's say, add all and attributes. You see, I am able to see everything now. I can add everything and I can, when I consume this in my SAC, I will be able to, display both what an ID and name. Let's do one thing, some uh, sales analysis. Just name this as, yeah, I don't want any other things. Uh, but here, I will not be able to, I think I cannot do any calculated measures, all these things. I think you have to create at the, um, while creating this, under here only you should be able to create calculated restricted measures, not here, I think. Yeah, because it's not giving me any option here. See, I have added everything, but yeah, I think we'll not be able to do any calculation restrictions here under the perspective. You have to do that at model level. So let's say this, if you want any restricted or calculated measures, you can apply here itself under the measures. Let's apply this. Okay, deployment is completed. As I said, you can do your calculations under measures by clicking this or add and okay. Now what we'll do is uh, let's create story. Go to SCC, go to responsive story. Now I should be able to see my another perspective also. So let's add some table or any kind of widget you can add by dragging this and select the other model. Go to Datasphere, demo space, under business builder. Now you see we have another perspective, sales analysis. You can select that. You can play around, like you can use whatever the measures you want, whatever the dimensions you want to add. By default, now it is coming as cost. Let's click on this. So you can go to columns. If you don't want cost, select profit, or you can select everything and you can add dimensions. You see, now since we created this consumption model on our business entity fact, which has all the attributes and all associations. You see for product, I'm getting product ID, product category name, product name. For sales managers, I'm getting all these things. Suppose let's select uh, product category, product name. Let's do one thing. Let's select product. Okay. Now I have this under product. You can go here, display options, ID and descriptions. Okay. Still it is, but anyway, let's do one thing. Display options, ID. I have my product name also. Let's show this. Add dimension. I will do, I'll bring product name. Okay. Now I can see this. So like this, you can create consumption model, either on business entity fact dimension also you can create, or on fact model. You can create perspectives. These are similar to queries. We can create multiple perspective on consumption model. You can consume those perspective in SAC and create a report. So that's all for this session. I hope you got some idea what is consumption model and perspectives, how we can consume the perspectives in SAC and build our reports. So that's all for this session, and I'll see you in the next sessions. Thank you.